116 days. That's how long it is until we begin our journey together to the Holy Land. Hi, everyone. Just wanted to provide you a quick update to our trip. Maranatha Tours is working on our final invoices now as I speak. And sometime during the next 2 to 3 weeks, you should be receiving those invoices at your home. So I wanted to take the opportunity to update you on a few things and remind you of a few important dates that you'll need to remember. First of all, I need to mention to you a form that you should have filled out already, but if you haven't, you need to go ahead and do that. When you signed up for the trip, you should have received a packet of information in the mail that looks something like this, the Know Before You Go packet. Well, if you open that packet up, on page 17, there's a form that you need to fill out and send back in to our tour company. And this is what it looks like. And they're just looking for a little additional information about you to make sure that they have everything they need for you to take the trip. Now, some of the information they ask for is repetitive. You've already given it to them on your registration form. But I would encourage you, just go ahead and fill it out all over again. Also, on this form, you'll have the opportunity to list any kind of dietary restrictions that you might have, as well as share any other kind of notes that you might want to communicate to Maranatha Tours. But the main thing that they really need is they need a copy of your passport. Now, you can accomplish that in a couple of different ways. You can scan it and email it to them. You can take a copy of it and attach it to this form and hard mail it in. You can even take a photo with your phone and email it to them that way. But they need a copy of the page in your passport where it shows all the information and it has a picture of your face, etc. So please make sure you get that turned in to them as quickly as possible. Also, down at the bottom of the page, you'll see a section that talks about credit cards. Please do not fill in that information unless you intend to pay for a portion of the trip with a credit card or debit card. But if you do, please keep in mind there is a fee associated with doing so. Nevertheless, make sure that you turn this in as soon as possible. Also, I think I mentioned to you that those final invoices are going to be coming to you very soon. And so there's a couple of dates that you need to be reminded of. One of those is the date to make sure you have your final payment turned in to Maranatha Tours. That date is March 29th. And I would encourage you to make sure you have your funds turned in by that day. If it's received after that date, there is a penalty associated with that. So I encourage you, go ahead and get your funds in as soon as possible. The other thing I do want to mention to you is that on February the 12th, we hit that 90-day mark. And what that means is, beginning February the 12th, your cancellation fees begin to increase. So if there's a reason that you have to back out of the trip, I want to encourage you to go ahead and do that prior to the 12th of February. Of course, I hope that nobody has to do that. I hope that every single one of you is able to make this trip with us. It promises to be a really wonderful trip. Finally, folks, I want to encourage you to prepare for the trip. And what I mean by that is I want to encourage you to prepare both physically and spiritually for the trip. The truth of the matter is we're going to be walking a lot in the land of Israel, and we're going to be out on some very long days. So I encourage you to start exercising now, doing some walking now, so that you won't be tired during the course of the trip, and so that you'll be able to fully enjoy your time there without being tired because you're just not ready. So that's the first thing. I would encourage you even now to start walking and start getting ready for the trip. And of course, you need to prepare spiritually. One of the things that I've discovered about travel in general is that the better prepared I am to visit the sites, the more information I know about those sites, the more meaningful it is to me once I get there, because I know what I'm looking at. And that's particularly true as it relates to these sites we're going to be visiting in the land of Israel. The better prepared you are, the more you've studied the sites, the more meaningful it's going to be, so that you're just not looking at a pile of rocks, but you're looking at biblical history, and it'll come alive to you. So I would encourage you, start studying those sites if you haven't already. And also I would encourage you to start having a daily devotional to make sure that you're in God's Word each and every day, and that'll help to prepare your spirit as well. So nevertheless, please keep in mind these things. Make sure that you have your form turned in as soon as possible. Keep in mind those important dates that you need to remember, and start preparing for the trip, because it'll be here before you know it. Nevertheless, hope you're having a great day. Hope you have a great week, and I look forward to seeing you next time. God bless.